Gaffer, I want to start with the text that you've just been read there. What does it mean to you when you hear that? Because it's not just one or two texts, it's a feeling now.
I got one asking me if I want an Indian tonight, so I think that one's off the missus. So I'm really pleased. Obviously, people will respect hard work and endeavour, and it's the first thing I said when I came into the building. Whether you get what you deserve, the 3 points or not, people will see it. Obviously, we work in football, so you're judged on 3 points. So there can only be so much timeline to hard work, effort, endeavour, and not getting 3 points. But when we've mixed that in with 3 points and shown it again today, the people of Carlisle are supporting it. So I'm really pleased and proud of that.
It is the nail on the head, because you can promise hard work, endeavour and commitment and all of that, but unless the boys produce it, it is just words.
Well, yeah, and my dad said, your actions speak far louder than your words. There's a lot of people have a lot of things to say, back in the day and nowadays. So it's about what you do and how you do it. And I'm really pleased with how we defend, compete, and try to, let's be right, take on a free scoring front line, a Swindon town budget and facility, and really feel a little bit hard done by. We've not won.
I was going to say that. I've blue tinted glasses on, I know I have, but it feels like a game that we could have taken.
I don't think they are today. I don't. I think that I think we should have possibly won that game. I do, because the chances we had, the keeper even spilled one at the end there, and it didn't drop. That can quite easily drop to one of the lads. It didn't. And I can't quite recall. I think Cole's made one really outstanding save, and the one he saved from Doyle's second half he should do. A shot from 25 yards, something like that. I can't recall too many actions from Swindon players, and it's just well done to Byron, Aaron, the back line, the full-back supporting, defending, squeezing, and doing it and repeating it, and doing it sometimes when it's not credited.
Defensively, what has happened the past 5-6 weeks since you came in? Because we can see that there's a visible change and confidence.
Just hard work, really. Hard work, commitment. The things I've spoken about, and I think that's why you're talking about some sort of change of attitude towards a football club. But I'm just a normal lad, a simple lad who gives everything he possibly can to the opportunities he gets. I did as a player. I was told at 14 you won't make a footballer while you've got something in your jack's ass, and I did, and that was off a pretty, I won't tell you who it was, established coach at that time. If you speak to kids like that now, I think you get the sack. But so I worked very hard to make sure I became as successful as I could as a player, and I'll do exactly the same thing as a coach, which I have done for the last 16 years. I've done some hard miles as a young coach, and now obviously I've got an opportunity to make sure and traits represented by myself and my family are represented by the lads, and it represents Carlisle people.
1 defeat in 7 here at Brunton Park. The crowds are creeping up because of that. 5 games unbeaten overall. Something is happening here.
Yeah, I want to win. I want to beat Swindon, and we should have beat them. I'm disappointed.
A negative bit, the goal, the wind obviously affected what happened to the ball. Disappointed though?
Yeah, it was free header. Not the goal going in, the one back across goal I'm more disappointed with, because they're easier. Sometimes it's hard to get second contact. It's actually easier to get first, because you generally know where it's coming off the corner taker. So when all the heads go left and it gets headed back, I understand sometimes it's a freeness, let's be right, some serial operators in the box playing against us to get half a yard. So it was the header back across goal that disappointed me more with obviously what went on. But I was really pleased with obviously our quality. Great goal from Aaron, great defending and resolute. Both the centre halves were excellent. Excuse me. And when we got the ball down and passed it, Nathan, he's right, Thomas, we still want more, and we still need to find that pass to give our game-changing players more ammunition to take players on. It's so difficult though, and I've got to make sure people understand how hard it is to play in that wind. And it'd be lovely to have a Saturday, because yesterday was beautiful in Carlisle. I got excited that tomorrow we will have a game on the pitch, a little bit of sun as well. But today again, match day, like last Saturday, It's horrendous weather conditions. It's so difficult to play football in.
On Wednesday, you're talking to the England manager about the importance of set pieces. Both goals come from those moments. It is such a vital part of the game.
Yeah, I just thought you guys would get on me then when we conceded one. I thought, it was no good done. Hadn't done you any good talking to him, Chris. But obviously it did. So, we were doing it anyway. And what they talk about, by the way, is everything we try and do. It's nothing new, other than some of the match day -2 words they use. But there's nothing too much complex going on, and there isn't anywhere really, other than a couple of teams that really get it rocking. And when you can have the best players and pay for the best players and utilise the squad with players behind them that are best players. I mean, obviously Swindon's bench is so strong today, as ours gets stronger. But theirs was so strong, with players have paid a lot of money for sat on the bench. It's tough to compete against, but we did.
A big part of what the fans are buying into is the new players you've brought in, mixed with the players who were here, are looking forward. We're looking for through balls, forward passes constantly.
I was disappointed actually in the first 30 minutes from our midfield for that reason of not doing that more. Obviously we had the wind. It was... I mean, how many times you've seen Coles kick it and their goalkeeper catch it? You've probably not seen that for a long time, probably since he was 21. So, like, with the wind today, he almost scored off one, didn't he? It was just so windy. Obviously, he can throw it and utilise the wind and quick kick on angles and play through full-backs. And we did talk about that, but without giving too much away, we didn't do that enough. But when we did get it down and pass it, Mike Jones was turning, Elliott's on the edge of the box, was sliding, Lewis Alexander with great little jinky skills he's got, almost gets half a yard to score. It was quite hard for Nathan and Harry really, so I felt a bit sorry for him because of that, and it was a shame Harry had to come off because against the wind I felt as though he would get more in the game. It would help us actually pass the football against it.
He had some really good moments, almost scored. Can you say what's happened with him at this early stage?
He just got a bad tackle. Grant, he knows what he's doing. And I used to do it. It's nothing. It's in the game, laws of the game. But he's slightly lifted his leg and he's caught him above his ankle-high shin pads. So maybe he needs bigger shin pads. So it's his own fault for not having bigger ones. But the ref's got to protect players like that. And I think that's what through his frustrations and others. But I had to try and give him the chance, and other supporters were like, get him off. But it was so close to half time. I was trying to get to half time to give him 15 minutes to then obviously see where we are with it, almost like a boxer in between rounds, and then whether he could go again. But there was just one incident that frightened me before half time where he couldn't get back and Swindon crossed it. I thought, I can't take the risk, even though it's only like 2 minutes away. But of course, Amari gets an opportunity.
Exactly that. He got 45 minutes, and great to see him out on the Brunton Park pitch.
Yeah, I thought he did really well. In the half that's harder from a forwards perspective because it's hard for the ball to reach Amari. But when we did break the line of Swindon's back line, he was a willing runner. He got contact. He made things happen. He didn't get his chance at goal. But he's got aspects of football and abilities that we can work with.
For me, boss, Josh Coyote, what was the situation with him? Because he's had 2 in 3, so people would have expected him on the team sheet.
So I did as well. It's a shame. He had a problem in the game on Saturday. A young boy, doesn't know his body, as well as obviously an older player. And he said to us at half time, I can feel something in the back of my leg. I said, well, you got to look the lad in the eye and say, Josh, are you coming off? Do you want to come off? And he's, no, I'm all right, Gaffer, I am. It's just tight when I tried to stop that channel ball. He tried to stop a fullback playing a ball down the line. So I just tightened up a little bit. I said, you come, at no risk, you're coming off. Your norms, I want to stay on. I'm glad he did because he scored that goal. And he didn't look in any way holding back in that second half at Mansfield. He didn't. He was running after everything. But in the early part of last week, to get ready for this week's game, he didn't respond well his leg, so he went for a scan and he might miss a little bit of football.